This Creeper XP farm will give you over 800 gunpowder every hour that you use it, along with well over 40 levels. It's so easy to build and super easily expandable too. I'm not sure what more I have to say, so here's everything that you need to build it in Minecraft Bedrock Edition, and if you want to download this world, you can find a link down in the description. Now, nobody likes wasting their time, so I'm going to make this tutorial as efficient as possible for you guys. The first thing you want to do is find yourself a nice body of water to build this over top of. If you do it on land, that's totally okay, your rates just might be a little bit slower. As well, make sure not to build this over top of a river biome because mobs cannot spawn in rivers. If you're doing it over top of water, start off by going all the way down to the very bottom and then using some temporary blocks build up to the surface of the water. Now, once you get up here to the surface using either blocks and ladders or the easiest way is just with scaffolding, you want to build 50 blocks into the air, and we're doing this to make sure that no mobs in the water are going to slow down the rates of the farm. If you're over top of land, you also want to build up 50 blocks. Once you've made it up here to the top, you should be around Y level 113, as you can see in the top left. It's not super specific, just make sure you're not too close to the ground or the water. Now, going in any direction, doesn't matter which one, take any type of block and build out 2 one way, and then the opposite direction 2 blocks, so it's now 5 blocks long, and then extend this 6 more blocks the other way, so it's now 5 by 7 blocks, and then fill it in so you have a rectangle at the top of your tower. Now that you're done with this, we're gonna build the Trident Killer. If you don't wanna build it, that's totally okay, but I would highly recommend it. For the Trident Killer, grab your pistons and come all the way to the back and place one down right there. Turn and place a piston, turn and place a piston, and turn and place a piston so it looks like this. Now take an observer and place it down like that, making sure the arrow is facing into the piston, and then once again, repeat that for all 4 of these, making sure the arrow is also always facing into the piston. And then take a redstone torch and place it on the side of that piston. Oh my god, I'm saying piston a lot. Do that for all 4 of these. This should now be going in a circle. And then take a lever, place it on the piston, and this is how you're going to turn the Trident Killer on and off. So for now, you can leave that off. Then underneath of this lever, break that block along with the block underneath the piston and place down 2 chests. And this is going to be the collection system where all of the gunpowder goes. Then come underneath of this extended piston, break that block and place a hopper leading into the chest. Now this works, you only need 1 hopper here because even if the gunpowder falls all the way over there, when the Trident Killer is on, it's actually going to push the items into that hopper, and you can see they all properly went inside of this chest. So there you go, Trident Killer and chest collection system done. So once you're done with that, we're now going to make the drop chamber, which is going to be 20 blocks tall. So that's going to be the first one right there. Repeat that until you have 20 blocks placed around, and then we're going to start building the actual farm. Now as well, if you want this drop chamber to be glass, that is okay. But if you're doing that, make sure the top half is tinted glass. Otherwise the light is going to get into the farm and it's not going to work. Either way though, whether you have glass or a solid block, come up to the top and we can now get started on building the actual farm. So for this, come to any one of these 4 sides. That is going to be 1. You want to build out 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make that 2 blocks wide and then continue that on all 4 sides. Now this part isn't necessary, but I'm also going to replace these to solid blocks just so it looks the same. Now once you're done with that, place down a temporary block with another solid block on top, and all of these blocks have to be either solid or tinted glass so no light can get in. Make that 2 blocks tall and then continue this as a wall around this these pathways that we've made. Now, once you're done building all of those pathways around this, take a temporary block and place it on any one of these blocks, and then take 4 fence gates and place them just like this. You might have to shift on them to place more, and then open all of those up. Now, once you're done with that, what we need to do is take water and place it on all of these blocks to push the creepers down the hole. So for this, it's not a bad idea to make yourself an infinite water source because we are going to need quite a few buckets of water. So there you go. Take these buckets and like I mentioned, place them on all of these sides. And then once you're done with all of that, I'd refill your water buckets and then you can remove your infinite water source. Now, it's time to make the first layer. The layers are going to be made in all of these corners. So come to any one of the corners and just fill it in with a bunch of blocks again, making sure that this is a solid block. This one can't be tinted glass. So this has to be a solid block and you want it to be 5 blocks by 5 blocks as you can see. And then once again, repeat that for all 4 of the corners. So there you go. It should now be looking something like this. All right, so with all of this done, we're now going to work on the first layer, which is what we're standing on right now, as well as the spawn proofing to make sure that only creepers are going to show up in this farm. Really quickly though, if you guys want to download this world before actually building it, or if something's not working, you can find a link to that down in the description. Now with that out of the way, for this first layer, what you're going to want to do is make a nice 2-high wall around the entire structure. Once again, making sure that this is either a solid block or tinted glass. Now, once you're done building all of that, take your trapdoors, place one in the corner, skip a block and place one, and then skip a block and place one, and continue that until you have 9 trapdoors placed down on the platform just like this. And then you also want to take trapdoors and place them along that wall and open all of them up like that. And then run over here, place trapdoors on that wall, and then open all of them up like that. Now, these trapdoors make sure that spiders cannot spawn here. And these trapdoors allow it so the creepers think this is a full block, and then they walk down here and they fall all the way down to their death. So repeat that for all 4 of the corners. Now this layer is pretty much done. We just need to add a roof and then a little bit more spawn proofing. So for this, come up to this layer right here, place down a temporary block followed by 1 block over top. And then if you want to just have 1 layer, just make a solid block over top of this. However, I would highly recommend you guys have more than 1 layer, because every layer you have up to 8 layers, the more efficient the farm is going to be. So if you want to have more than 1 layer, just copy exactly what we did down here up here at this level. So once you've got it looking like this, I'm actually going to go into creative mode just to show you guys easier. Right, you can see that this layer perfectly matches up with the one underneath. Now, the only problem with this is all mobs except for spiders can spawn here. So like zombies, creepers, and skeletons. And to prevent that, what we're going to do is actually take buttons and place down a button everywhere where there's not a trapdoor. So place down 5 buttons like that, and then come over here and place down 5 buttons all on the roof. Then come over to this side and you want to do the same thing. So make sure there's buttons all on that line and then all on that line. So now there are buttons over top of every single exposed block, so only creepers can spawn here. And over top of the trapdoor, there are no buttons because that would just be a waste of wood. And then once again, repeat that for all 4 sides. So there you go. Now all of the buttons are placed down. This layer is complete and only creepers are going to be spawning here. And just if you guys want a really quick 5-second explanation, as you can see, skeletons and zombies are the same height. However, creepers are a little bit shorter than them, and that's why when there's a button there, creepers can spawn underneath, but the zombies and skeletons cannot. So like I mentioned, you have your first layer done. You can now continue this as many times as you want up until a maximum of 8 layers, and this is going to give you the maximum rates for the farm. So there you go. You should now have all of your layers built. I decided to do the maximum 8 for the most efficiency. And if you look all the way down, you can see that every single layer lines up with the one below, which is exactly what you want to see. No matter how many layers you did though, the very final thing you want to do is put a roof over top of this. And then once you're done with that, you also want to take some torches and place it on top just to make sure no mobs slow down the rates. However, if your roof is made out of tinted glass, you do not need to place down torches. Now, something very important, once you're done with that roof, actually come inside and make sure that you place buttons on the roof as well. Otherwise, you are going to get skeletons and zombies spawning, which this is a creeper farm, so that's not what we want. Now, as you can see, the creepers are starting to fall, but don't click away just yet. We're very close to done the farm, but there are still some very important steps left. First of all, you also want to place some torches down here to make sure that no mobs are going to slow down the rates. I'm actually going to do that. And as well, sometimes if the creepers fall all the way down, they're going to die to the fall and not to the Trident killer. So to prevent this, build up maybe 10 blocks. The exact number isn't really specific. Break one of those pieces of glass or, whatever your drop chamber is, and place down 4 signs in here or fence gates with a bucket of water. This is going to slow down the creepers' fall just enough so that they don't die to the fall, but they still take fall damage so they die nice and quickly. Now as well, what you're going to want to do is take a trident and throw it onto one of those pistons, and that's actually going to be killing the creepers. Now using the farm is very simple. First of all, if you hold out a looting 3 sword, you are going to get significantly better drops, so I highly recommend that. And as well, make sure you go into your settings and your game is on easy, normal, or hard difficulty. And as well, scroll down and make sure your simulation distance is on 4 chunks. Then after that, all you have to do is turn around, Flick that lever and there you go. Your Trident killer is now going to automatically kill the creepers. You collect all of the XP and all of the gunpowder goes down into this chest. If you enjoyed that tutorial, make sure to check out one of the videos on your screen right now for even more great content. Leave a like and subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. BlazedMC out.